Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 221. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Connor Farley. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
What's up, Gloria?
Hey.
Okay, Gloria, I gotta tell you, what you did touched my heart, like, immensely. I didn't expect to get Christmas presents, let alone I got it yesterday, for me, for Joseph and Anthony, and for Sharon. You are freaking amazing, I gotta say. I love you. You are awesome. You are a freaking saint. You are such a good, loving, caring person. I really was touched. I made a video about it on my phone, but I was really touched. Amazing. It was just I don't even know what to say. And then I felt my present was like glass, and I'm like, oh no.
I feel terrible about that. I should have thought to put a bubble wrap around it.
Yeah, the postman must have not realized it was fragile and was like kicking it around and stuff. But I wanted to open it like now, but like it says don't open till Christmas, so I'm like okay.
I mean, since it's broken, I mean, you could open it if you want if it's broken. I mean, I want you to be able to see it. I think it'll be easy to repair because all you'll have to do is just get the repair of the glass part.
Do you want me to open it now, or do you want me to open it in Christmas? I'll open it Christmas. I'll open it at Christmas. I'll do your wishes. I'll make a video on Christmas, and I'll do it on Christmas. I'm like a little kid. I have to open up my presents before time. So it's great to be back with the podcast. I'm very, very happy now. Finally, thanks to Sharon, because she's like, you got an iPhone, and she's telling me how her brother had set up the hotspot and they connected it to his laptop. So that's exactly what I did. Here's the podcast. So here we go. You guys can hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, so now we're back with the Everything Show 221. So what's been going on today, guys? Anything?
I haven't heard
Not Doctor Who related, though.
Yeah.
We will do
I haven't even been keeping up with Doctor Who, so I don't know.
I actually saw the trailer for San Andreas with The Rock. And I gotta say, it's freaked me out a little bit because they are really getting with these special effects, these movies, to look really, really realistic, like beyond belief. And it's like, you imagine that happened? And they're always saying it's gonna happen. So you guys gotta check that trailer out for San Andreas. It's coming out next year. Okay, it's probably I can't wait. It's gonna be phenomenal. I want to go see it. There's also rumblings that the Batman vs Superman movie, that we will find out that Commissioner Gordon's dead in this DC universe, and it's possibly due to the Joker, and that whole universe is wrapped around that like it's a different Gotham City, it's a different world, of course different timeline than the one we know. So that's the main factor, that Commissioner Gordon has died, and they are linking the person who killed him to be the Joker, which they're going to have a new Joker. So there you have it. What do you think about that, Connor?
I like the fact that they've got a new Joker, actually. Although I'm not going to ever really see past Heath Ledger as the best Joker, because I think he was out of this world.
Absolutely phenomenal.
But yeah, I think it's good that they're bringing the Joker back.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Gloria?
Yeah, they can't keep him dead. I mean, they can't have him, not be on it. And I mean, I know it's going to be hard to fill the shoes of Heath Ledger because he did such a good job, and I still get, emotional when I think about that he's gone and everything. But
those movies, I'm a Marvel fan, but they were like the best freaking comic movies that Christopher Nolan did with Batman. Batman Begins, Dark Knight. I mean, come on, man. Like, phenomenal.
I love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Me too. Christian Bale's a good Batman. He's awesome.
He's a great Batman. He's the best Batman.
I think so.
Yeah. Michael Caine. I love Michael Caine. He's awesome. So that's great. We have other news today. Would you want to talk about James Bond? Because I never got to talk about that.
Oh yeah. Last Friday, they announced the new James Bond film that's going to be coming out next November. Basically, it's got Daniel Craig in it again.
It's great, though.
It's called Spectre. It's based on an old Bond thing, like this organisation that was in the earlier films, which was really good for fans of the early Bond films. So it's got Daniel Craig in. It's got Andrew Scott from Sherlock.
That's awesome. Who's he playing?
He's playing an MI6 agent. Not quite sure. His name's Dingby, I think, but we're not quite sure much about his character because he's never been in it before. So
now the woman that was in the Matrix movies, and she was also
Monica Bellucci. Yeah, she's the Bond girls.
That's phenomenal. That's great casting.
And then we've got Christoph Waltz, who was in Django Unchained. He was absolutely brilliant in that. He's going to be the villain, or supposedly the villain.
That's going to be. Now this is a two-parter.
It was going to be a two-part, I heard, but I think that it's just one part now. I
don't think so. I think it's going to be a two-parter because the last Bond movie, Skyfall, did over $1 billion. It was the #1 Bond movie of all time. Never came close to that. And I heard that they are renegotiating Daniel Craig's contract where they were going to make a two-part movie. Now, I don't know for sure, but if it's dealing with Spectre, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a two-parter, but that it's not been confirmed. So
yeah, I'd if it was to do with majorly with Spectre, I'd say that it would probably be a two-parter because it's the return of Spectre since the 80s. So I think it's definitely worthy of a two-parter. But I think Bond 25, which will come out sometime probably 2019, something like that. That'll be Daniel Craig's last film.
Right. So this one is coming out when?
This one's coming out next year.
And then he's going to have his. Then it's going to be.
And then it's going to have one more film, and then that'll probably be it.
Okay. So they did sign him for that one. Okay.
Yeah. They've signed him for two more. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably going to be Daniel Craig's last. So.
Now Jack's also a huge James Bond fan as well.
Yeah, and George Back as well. Yeah, it's
George,
okay. Yeah, where the
See now, I'm trying to remember. I went to see all the Bond movies in a theater with my dad. My dad got me into James Bond just like he got me into everything, with the exception of Doctor Who that I stumbled upon by accident. But I'm trying to remember the first. I was Roger Moore was James Bond when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I saw Octopus in the theater. I'm trying to remember. I remember seeing Moonraker, but afterwards. Because I think Moonraker, I was really young. I think Moonraker came out. Moonraker was about 77?
Yeah, Moonraker was before Octopussy, so...
Right, I was 3. Yeah, so I saw Octopussy, then I saw Moonraker after. But I was really young when I was 3 when Moonraker came out. But I remember loving that one.
That's a brilliant one.
Every time I love Roger Moore movies. And then we got, after Roger Moore was Timothy Dalton?
Yep.
And I wasn't really crazy about Timothy Dalton. I think he had two movies.
Not many are really crazy about him. But
I wasn't really crazy. He had 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3. 2. And then I like Pierce. See, now Pierce Bronson, I remember watching Remington Steele. And I remember that he was awesome in that. And because of that, they asked him like decades before to be James Bond. And he wanted to, but he couldn't because the contract that he had with Remington Steele said he could not do. I mean, they must have specified that like he couldn't do James Bond or something. He was pissed. But he would have been James Bond decades ago when he was younger. So
Yeah.
I always wanted him as James Bond
Wow.
ever since Remington Steele, and I couldn't wait as a kid for when. I mean, I loved watching Remington Steele, and I didn't want it to go off the air, but I felt as a kid, the moment that goes off the air, I knew that he was going to be freaking go for James Bond. I knew it, and I couldn't wait for it.
Yeah.
See, back in the day, we didn't have internet. We had Starlog magazine, we had Fangoria magazine, we had all the magazines, newspapers, and in school, I was like a nut trying to buy every magazine there was, every newspaper there was, to find out the latest, greatest news before anybody else. I mean, I always wanted to know what everybody else didn't as a child. And I would say stuff, and people were like, oh, whatever. And then you would find out years later, the movie would come out, and people were like, how the hell would you know that? You know, so it was like, I was like a nut. I wrote, they put me in Back to the Future magazine. They put my name in Spider-Man comic and Tom McFarlane. I was like constantly, like writing letters the old-fashioned way and mailing it in the mail with a stamp. Writing it out. No, like, you know, I mean, when we were kids, they taught us how to change the color on the computer. When I was like 5, when I was in 5th grade, that was like a chore, like a whole half-hour class just to change the color or create a dot on the screen. That was like, now we've come a long way, but back then, yeah, that was the way you found. And then when the computers happened, it was the greatest thing because I just click, oh. The whole world's in my hand, just like Dr. Octopus said, the power of the sun in the palm of my hands. Yeah. So, yeah. Gloria, I still can't get over how awesome you are.
The age of the nerds.
You are awesome, Gloria. I gotta say, really. I mean, you got such a beautiful heart. I mean, like you, Mike D, and Carol Ann for my birthday this year actually, I got birthday presents. Mike D bought me a $150 statue of Tom Baker, and Carol Ann got me the River Song Journal. So that's like great friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's awesome. And it really has a special place in my heart.
I believe a lot in friendship and people I care about. I'm like that. I always want to. I mean, I know it's not like the most important thing. It's the thought that mostly counts, not the actual.
I mean, I want to buy everybody gifts, but it's like I just moved, so I spent a lot of money for moving, and it's like I'm still spending money, and I'm like, oh man, I want to buy. I mean, if I don't get you guys this year, next year definitely. But I really, it really touches my heart that everybody's, Gloria, you're amazing, and Carol Ann too. Carol Ann had contacted me, and she said that she lost a bet with the $25 gift card that Rick is alive. Yes, Rick's alive.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I figured that out because I'm still not caught up yet.
Rick's alive. Rick's alive from Walking Dead. Rick's alive. Happy about that. But she wants to send me the $25 gift card, so she's sending me. I just had an Olive Garden for the second time in my life. Amazing. So she's sending me a $25 gift card to Olive Garden. So, but I'm still going to take you out to dinner, Carol Ann. I'm going to take you into the city when you come. Promise. And she's going to the Pandora restaurant that they have. This Doctor Who restaurant, which I'm dying to go to. So I'm going there too. But it would be nice to get everybody of the real movie cast somehow, if I ever become into money with the books or whatever, to fly everybody to one area. We could meet in like Vegas or something. That would be really. That is something I really want to do.
I told you about the dream I had where we all of us went to a convention together.
Yeah, I tell you, Connor, if that was the case and the books really hit it big, I would spend my money and I would fly everybody out, put everybody up in a nice hotel, and feed everybody, and just
There's a lot of
everybody.
people in Britain as well, isn't there, that come on your show and stuff.
I would fly you out, and we would have a nice time. Nice. Maybe we'll go to like Great Adventure, and I'll be screaming on like the roller coaster, like like something like that. I haven't been on a roller coaster in a long time.
Oh God, I hate roller coasters.
Oh my God.
Ooh, I just can't hack them.
I gotta say, when I go on a roller coaster, okay, I'm a nut job. I have to sit in the front. I'm freaking crazy. And, don't sit next to me if you don't want to hear every single curse word in the English language. Because I will be on there and I'll be like, I would like to say everything. Yes, I did. I censored myself, Gloria. I censored myself. And then afterwards, I would have to go to church and repent and commit penance because I just was just not acceptable at all.
Because
Say a lot of Hail Marys on that one. Yeah.
They're scary. The roller coasters are scary. Of course,
I got to tell you a funny story with that. My friend brought it to my attention. I wasn't aware of it, but when I was a kid, while I was like teenager, we went to Great Adventure and we went to Batman the ride, and something went wrong with the harness, and we're taking off and we're going up, and my friend is panicking because it would not close. And if it didn't close, he would have flew out. Now, I didn't realize this, but like he was my best friend, like my brother, since kindergarten or whatever. So I, with all my might, grabbed the effing thing and I smashed it down so hard that it locked, but I didn't realize it. I broke his ribs. I didn't, listen, I didn't realize it, but he would have been dead if that was open. So, unfortunately, I found out later on that was the last roller coaster he ever went on, ever, because of that fright. But he just told me, he's like, if you didn't do that, I would have been dead. I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't, I just did it on impulse, like just, I didn't want to. I didn't know that, but still. Yeah.
I'd rather break a rib than lose my life, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so. He didn't mind that. He's just like, yeah, he didn't. He's like, I didn't care about that. Thank God. So I was like, wow. Yeah.
Because I'm sure he was thankful that you saved his life.
Oh, no, I didn't really. You know what? I didn't even think of it that way because I was young. I didn't think of it that he saved his life. I thought I was like, okay, would have went down, but it wouldn't have because the stupid the people that were supposed to check that weren't checking it, and it was up, and you can't. What are you gonna hang on? They're like, no way, you wouldn't. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't think of it that way, but yeah. So. Got to go back to Great Adventure. I haven't been there in a while. Disney I haven't been to in a while, too. I missed going to Florida. I missed going to Vegas also. I used to go to the GameStop conferences. Those were really nice. I met Stan Lee there. Everyone almost died. I'm walking back from my hotel room. Stan Lee's going to dinner. And I'm like, oh my God, you're Stan Lee. I'm your biggest fan. He's like, as well you should be. And I'm like, ah! I was like, oh. And he's like, take it easy, true believer. I'm like, oh my God, Excelsior. And he's like, take off. He went to eat. And I was just like, oh. I went back to my hotel room. I was like, I did a Tom Cruise before the Tom Cruise on my bed. I'm like, and I called my friend. I'm like, oh my God, the guy created Spider-Man. Everything. I was like flipping out. Oh my God. Those are good times when I was a manager for that company. We got to play the games before anybody else. We got to go to the parties. They hooked you up with T-shirts. They hooked you up with. You met celebrities. You got games, systems. They friggin' took care of you like crazy. But the pay, I loved working for that company back in the day. We went to Vegas. Oh, that was crazy. I never saw casinos in the airport. Casinos in the airport casinos like just about in the bathroom. Casinos were everywhere. They probably had casinos in a church, like the slot machines. Like everywhere you went, there was a slot machine. Everywhere you went to eat, there's a slot machine next to you. They had slot machines everywhere in Vegas. Everywhere. I couldn't believe it. What happened to Gloria? We lost Gloria?
It said she got removed.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe connection error.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing up my past on the Everything Show. Funny times. Good times. So, don't even get me started with my Sesame Street story.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell the Sesame Street story. I went in my mall where I worked for KB Toys at the time. They had Maria from Sesame Street signing autographs. My son Joseph was just born. Okay, I had always pushed all the Sesame Street products and everything. I bought him every Sesame Street thing there was, Elmo, everything, right? I had to go to work and I was trying to get off to take a break to go. I went with my friend who was a cashier, her friend Teresa. We went down and the line was just precipitating. I was the last person. I'm like, oh, Maria, can you please sign this, my son? She goes, I don't have a pen. I'm like, oh, all right. And I had a pen, and then it wasn't working. She's like, well, I don't have a pen. It doesn't work. There's nothing for me to sign. I can't sign. And she's like, it's like 4 o'clock. So I'm like, I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm scheduled to go. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing for me to sign. I can't sign. So I was like, so then I would, like, it was like, I started getting angry. I'm like, does anybody have a pen? You can't sign. No, I'm sorry. I'm done. That's my contract. I'm like, oh, you're signing something. I said, you're signing something right now, or you're gonna need that security guard. Like, oh, you out because I'm gonna. And she was like, oh my god, she panicked, and my she was like trying to bring me back to the store, and like, I knew all the security guards, so they were laughing, but I would never do anything like. But she got petrified. She's like, and I'm like, you're gonna sign for me, and I'm like yo, and like my cashiers like pulled me back. I'm like, don't make me come over there. And I'm like, I'm like making it like I'm going this way. It was so funny. But yeah, she wouldn't sign. Maria from Sesame Street would not sign.